What's going on, guys? So I'm fighting a cold, so please pardon my voice if it sounds a little weird. But yeah, this video is going to be kind of interesting. I'm going to show you something here in a second. But, you know, there's a lot of folks who their dream is to become a YouTube reviewer or Instagram, TikTok, or whatever. And the challenge that you run into sometimes as you grow and you review more and more stuff is that you tend to compile a lot of stuff. You tend to find places to put anything you can that you've reviewed or that you're going to review or that you're continuing to review, and it starts taking up a lot of space. For instance, I have 4 RV air conditioning units here. I have 2 Coleman units that came off of the Brookstone, and I have the 2 Furrion units that came on the Surveyor. They've all been replaced with RV units that I had to install because I'm showing you guys the differences between them, how they perform, how they draw energy, how loud they are, how they sit, how low profile they are, and all these different features, whether they have heat pumps or not. So when you start reviewing a lot of stuff starts piling up, and I have stuff just about everywhere. I have stuff that is in the middle of still being reviewed. I have these suspension hitches right here. I have more content coming out on those. I have this really cool sticker burr roller tool set that was provided as part of a collaboration. This was actually a really cool collaboration with the inventor of this product, and we're absolutely going to get a lot of use out of this stuff. I have coolers. I have all sorts of crazy stuff that's always sitting around, and about once a year, I kind of go through it all. I put it all together and figure out what I can either sell and use as donations, or I can provide to subscribers who may need some of it. I try to figure out a way to get rid of this stuff so that it's not wasteful and it's not unappreciative. So just keep that in mind, because I have absolutely no need for 4 air conditioning units. This one right here, it was interesting. It was starting to make a little whining noise, but that noise completely went away for like the 5 days before I removed it. It's like it healed itself because it didn't want to get removed. I don't know. These hitches, again, are all still going to be used with different evaluation videos and different longer term reviews that I'm doing. So that's why I hold on to this stuff. And a lot of the stuff in here I hold on to, again, because the minute I get rid of it, I start thinking, man, I could have made something else on that. I could have created content that I'm now interested in creating if I hadn't gotten rid of that product. So a lot of this stuff is just like that hoarder mentality of, man, I could use this in the future, so I got to be careful. That said, that's not what the video's about, but as you look around and you see other parts of the shop, you're going to see stuff like that. But a lot of this stuff is stuff I still need to review. I am still doing longer term evaluations on, or stuff that I just need to figure out a path how to get rid of. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Hang tight. I'll be right back. So another small pile of stuff here. I have this Iceco plug-in 12-volt refrigerator, which is super, super cool. I actually used the snot out of that thing. I was letting my dad use it in his RV on the last trip they went on. They loved it because it fit perfectly at the end of their bed whenever they had everything stowed. I have a buddy heater over here. I have, well, those are fans, and I use those all the time. I have a lot of stuff here, including electric bike. I love these things, and you can see how I turn these things into kind of like a sport utility bike because they let me carry things all around the property when I need to. But in front of me, you were looking at this. This is going to be a really cool and profoundly huge upgrade for my dump trailer. As most of you know, I have a Texas Pride 14-foot dump trailer. And during that collaboration, the one thing that I regretted not adding to it, and gosh, this is another scenario where I should have listened to my salesperson when he said, hey, you should consider upgrading to a hydraulic front jack. Now, this is one of those areas where you can save a lot of money by not upgrading to a hydraulic front jack, and that's precisely why I didn't upgrade to the hydraulic front jack. I was like, you know what, I'm going to save a little bit of money here, and I can just crank this thing manually. I should have at least upgraded to a 2-speed manual front jack, but I opted for the cheapest 12,000-pound option that they had for a 20,000-pound built trailer, and I now regret that because, boy, it takes me forever to raise or lower it off of the coupler, and more importantly, I've smashed my finger a couple times when I spin it and I'm too close to the toolbox and I hit my finger on the toolbox. So the folks over at eTrailer actually carry this product in multiple different flavors with multiple different names. The one in front of you is actually the Dexter brand, and you'll see Dexter right here, but they carry the exact same one under the eTrailer brand for a lot less money. So it might actually be worth getting it under the eTrailer brand. And again, it's identical. It's the same thing. 12,000-pound all-in-one self-contained hydraulic front jack for a trailer. Now this specific one is a bolt-on, so it gives you some bolting locations so you can actually mount it, but I'm going to have this thing welded in place. I don't want to bolt it on. I definitely want to weld it, only because I use my excavator to compact stuff into the dump trailer, and I don't want to take the risk that the bolts are going to be the weak point. So I want to get this thing completely welded on. We're going to use the same welding friend I have who's done all sorts of cool stuff, including add hooks and build me custom buckets and all sorts of crazy stuff for my tractors and excavators. Super great guy, military veteran. He produces all sorts of crazy stuff. I got him connected with the American Valor Foundation, so he actually makes different things that go towards their auctions, that go towards military families. So very, very, very good guy, and he has served his country absolutely well, and it is an honor to be his friend. So he's a master welder, he is a welding inspector, and he does a phenomenal job. So whenever it comes time to get this welded on the front of the trailer, he will be the one doing it, and I will be filming it. But let's go out to the trailer real quick so you can see what we'll be replacing with this. Before we do that, this is an example of a self-contained hydraulic front jack that they could have put on my dump trailer had I opted for it. This one's by Stillwell. This is a very, very, very reputable brand. And this one, again, all the hydraulic components, the tank, the pump, the actuator, all of that are housed inside of here. And it just connects to the 12-volt system, and you can raise or lower it. And I've shown this multiple times in different videos where we were doing the shock hitch evaluation test and all of that stuff. But this is similar to the one that we'll be installing. I actually really like this one, and this is one that I probably would have opted for if eTrailer didn't have the Dexter version, but they carry the Dexter version, and it's a lot less expensive. So again, let's go show you what we're going to be replacing. So this is the jack we'll be replacing. I believe it's made by Ram. Again, this is a single speed. They have some of these with the 2-speed gearbox, so you can actually raise or lower a little bit quicker. I have the adapter that you can slide onto the end here, and it allows you to use a drill to raise or lower it much, much, much quicker. However, it's a bit of a pain to use sometimes, because sometimes I don't have my drill with me, or sometimes it maxes out and the drill just catches and it just rips it out of your hand. But anyways, this is what we'll be replacing. It's connected via a weld all the way around. It's a continuous weld all the way around to this this C-channel piece of steel right here, plus this piece of steel right here. So it would have to be cut free from both of those, and possibly a new horizontal bar right there, and down here might need to be replaced in here and welded to the new jack. But this, again, this is going to be what we're replacing. It'll wire directly into the battery, so we'll have the ability to raise or lower it with a really convenient remote. But that's going to be a future video. I actually probably would have had the video produced already had my buddy been available, but he is in super, super high demand because he does such good work. And as soon as he is available, we'll get this thing ripped out and put the new one on. But the trailer's been awesome. Decals, not so much. They haven't held up super well out here in the sun, which is kind of weird because on my other Texas Pride trailer over there, they're actually holding up really well. So I'll probably replace the decals, only because I don't mind having the brand of a trailer that's performed really well on the side of a trailer. So that's going to be the next project, but I just wanted to update you guys on it because this is going to be a big one for a lot of folks. Having a front hydraulic jack can absolutely make your life 1,000 times easier. This thing is also awesome. Hopefully you've seen the video on that, but that's a really, really, really cool product from the folks over at Gen Y as well. But yeah, this is going to be a really big upgrade. As soon as I get my buddy free and he's able to come out here and install it for me, of course I pay him, we'll get that done. Anyways, guys, sure hope you enjoyed this video. Just wanted to give you kind of a sneak peek of what's coming soon. If this is a project that you might be interested in, it's definitely one that I think would be on a lot of people's radar, and it's not super, super expensive. You can get the whole jack for around $1,000, and then you need to find someone who can install it for you. And I don't know how much that's going to cost, but I'm definitely going to ask my buddy what that normal cost would be, so I could share that with you all, and you have kind of an idea of what you might want to pay to have something similar done, unless you know how to weld yourself. Anyways, guys, if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up. We'll talk to you again real soon.